guys, it's ARIBA and I'm back with another DIY for you guys. So today we're gonna be making a new curl cream. I've made a couple in the past on my channel, but this one is different. I freaking love the texture of this curl cream. I've been playing around with it so much and I finally got like the proportions correct. So it's finally ready to share with you guys. So I made it the night before. I made it yesterday. So I'm gonna show you guys very, very quickly how I put it together. We're going to start with our first component for our hair cream, and that's the flaxseed gel. So you're gonna boil 1 cup of water, and then you're gonna wanna grab some flax seeds, and we're gonna take about 1 teaspoon of these, and once the water's boiled, you're gonna add the flax seeds in. And you're gonna leave it alone and let it boil for about 8 to 10 minutes on high heat, and then you're just gonna quickly strain it. And it may still look really liquidy, but leave it alone. Once it cools, it'll start to feel more gel-like. And you're just gonna set this aside and we'll use this a little bit later on. And now we're gonna blend up some aloe vera. So you're just gonna eyeball this. We're gonna eventually need about 1/4 cup of this, but I'm roughly kind of chopping up some aloe vera and we're gonna blend it up to create some aloe vera gel. And you just want to whiz it on high until it's as smooth as you can get it. And once it's smooth, you're just gonna also set this aside next to your flaxseed gel. And now we're ready to start with our butters. So you need a total of 6 tablespoons of butters. I'm using cocoa butter and shea butter. You can also just use the shea butter alone. So starting with the cocoa butter, I like to chop it up so it's easier to measure. I'm going in with 2 tablespoons of cocoa butter and 4 tablespoons of shea butter. And remember, you can just use the shea butter alone and go in with 6 tablespoons of this if you don't have any cocoa butter. I just like adding it in because it gives a really nice consistency. Next, we're gonna go in with 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. You're gonna go ahead and add that into the mixture with your butters. And now, before we combine all these ingredients, we're actually gonna wanna melt our butters and our oils down using the double boiler method. So you're gonna place your bowl on top of some boiled water and you're just gonna stir your butters and oils around until they melt. You don't wanna pop this into the microwave because your butters and oils will lose a lot of nutrients in the microwave. So the double boiler method is ideal. So once it starts to look like an oil, you're gonna transfer it into another bowl just so it starts the cooling process. And now we can finally add 1/4 cup of our flaxseed gel that we made earlier and 1/4 cup of aloe vera that we blended earlier as well. And you don't want to skip this step. You want to go ahead and strain the mixture. If you don't do this, you're going to end up with chunks of aloe vera and chunks of butters in your hair. So make sure you strain it so that your liquid is nice and smooth. And now you're going to whisk it on high until it goes from being translucent to opaque. This could take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes on high. And once it looks like it's nice and fluffy, kind of like whipped cream, you want to transfer this into the bowl that you're going to be using it in right away because this is going to harden once it sets. So transfer it as fast as you can, and you want to transfer it into an airtight jar just so that it has a little bit of a longer shelf life. And this is going to be good for about 7 days or 14 days in the fridge. All right, so I just washed my hair and I'm using a microfiber towel. You want to either use this or a cotton t-shirt to kind of remove any excess water from your hair, but you want it to still be pretty drenched. Like you can see, the water is still dripping out of my hair. You want it to be pretty soaked for this. And at this point, I usually go in with some kind of leave-in conditioner. And then once that's in my hair, I quickly detangle my hair. And you just want to quickly take all those tangles out of your hair, okay? So now that we're completely detangled and we're soaking wet, like I'm talking like this is literally dripping. Can you see all that water splashing? It's dripping wet. You can see it all over my shirt. That's how you want it. And if it's not this wet, then you need to go add a little bit more water back into your hair before you start styling. So now I'm gonna take some of my cream that I just made, and you'll notice that after it sets, it does harden a little bit, and that's what is expected. Those are all the butters kind of solidifying. So you just want to kind of take the cream, and a little goes a long way, especially if it's your first time using this cream. Go a little bit light-handed, and then you can always add more if you need. And then you want to just rub it away into your hands like so, and then you're going to start at the bottom, okay? And we're going to do one side at a time. So the whole idea behind putting product in your hair when you're curling it is you really want to saturate your hair with hair product. If the hair product is not around each hair strand, it's not going to style each hair strand. And then you want to tilt your head to the side, and you really want to apply that product all the way around. And you really don't want to underestimate this process of applying your hair product, because getting the product in your hair strands correctly is like a really huge key factor in making sure your curls turn out nicely. So you just want to tilt your head in every direction. And at this point, if you're finding any of your pieces starting to dry, you want to grab a water bottle and really spray those areas down so that they're nice and wet. So you can see as I'm doing this, I'm grabbing the section and I'm squeezing it really tight. And that's what's going to give me that definition in my curls. So really take your time here, spend a couple of minutes to really scrunch your hair nice and tight. And you want to hear a nice bit of a squish happening in there. And if you don't, then you don't have enough water in your hair. Okay, so now that we are applied, we're gonna start by diffusing our hair, and we're gonna start kind of at the bottom, and then we're just gonna wiggle our way up. So you're gonna wanna grab your diffuser attachment. If your blow dryer doesn't come with a diffuser attachment, you can buy like kind of standard size or adjustable ones separately, like even at the drugstore, at any beauty supply outlet. They're not hard to find at all. But they are generally pretty universal unless you have a Dyson. So once that's popped on, we're gonna blast our blow dryer on high heat and high air. So you want it on full blast at this point. And remember, you wanna only dry your hair about 50 to 80% depending on how frizzy your hair gets, okay? If your hair is super frizzy, you're probably gonna wanna stop at 50%. My hair can usually handle being dried up to 80%. You'll know when to stop when you're diffusing your hair and you're starting to see the frizzies come up. Stop blow drying your hair and let it just naturally dry the remainder of the way. So you're gonna start by tilting your head to the side, and you're gonna take your diffuser to the bottom of your hair and wiggle it all the way up to your roots. And once you get to the top, you're just gonna hold it there for a couple of seconds before you release. And you're gonna flip your head in every direction and do this all around. And you wanna make sure that your roots are standing up while you're doing this to make sure that you have the most amount of volume. And to do that, I like to just dump my head upside down just to make sure those roots are nice and tall as I'm diffusing my hair. And just keep rotating all the way around until your hair is starting to dry. Okay, so I'm at like 80% dry right now, and I'm gonna let the rest kind of dry naturally, and then I'll come back when it's completely dry and show you guys what it looks like. But right now, I know it may not look damp to a lot of you guys, but like the roots and my scalp, like I still feel like it's quite damp. But you can see that some little tiny bits of frizz were starting to form, so I stopped blow drying. So we're gonna just kind of let it naturally do its thing, and I'll be back as soon as it dries. All right guys, I am back, and my hair has dried completely, 100%. And this is what the end results kind of look like. You can see that the curls, they're a lot more defined and they're nice and separated. They don't look wet or greasy or like there's gel in my hair. They look, you know, plump and fresh and shiny and defined, and there's no frizz. So if you guys enjoyed this video, as always, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Leave me some love in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.